Well, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE. And of course, to start off the new week and the month of June, we saw another contraction in the APSA PMI for May, really pointing to pressure on the manufacturing sector. And of course, we'll see the performance of that manufacturing sector when we sift through the first quarter GDP print tomorrow. We did get in good news though, new vehicle sales ticking up by 22% in May in South Africa. The all share on the day climbing by almost 0.9%, that largely being carried by the Resources 10 complex that surged almost 6%. Of course, that largely coming from the gold miners. But going on the opposite side of that spectrum, the Financial 15 giving up almost 0.33%. Industrial 25 edging lower by more than 0.4%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the market stateside and some pressure that we are seeing there. Of course, tensions between the US and China are back, with accusations from both sides that the trade deal that was negotiated in Switzerland a couple of weeks ago has been violated. S&P 500 declining by almost 0.33%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq slumping by almost 0.1%, and the Dow giving up more than 0.5%. Let's check in on the markets across the Atlantic. Quite a mixed picture over there. And as we're talking about tensions with the U.S., there is more friction between the U.S. and the European Union as the U.S. moves to double EU steel tariffs to 50%. The FTSE 100 being the only bourse in green territory, ticking up by more than 0.1%. CAC 40 declining by 0.13% and a similar decline on the DAX. Let's check in on the currency scene and start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. Significant strength coming through to the rand, just below 17 rand 90 against the US dollar. The local unit at 24 rand 22 against the pound, and the rand at 20 rand 44 against the euro. Let's check in on how the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.14, pound dollar at 1.35, and the yen just below 143 against the greenback.